Now, what is a cube number or a perfect cube? Okay, the product of any triplet of numbers is called, as you can see, I've written here, product of any triplet of a number is called a cube number. Now, what do you mean by triplet? When a number is multiplied by itself 3 times. Okay, for example, 6 into 6 into 6 will give you 6 cube is equal to 216. This number 216 is called a cube number. Okay, or this is also called a cube number. Okay, so when a number is multiplied by itself 3 times, or when a triplet is multiplied, is called a cube number, or also called as a perfect cube. Just as you have perfect squares, when a doublet of numbers is multiplied, that is when a number is multiplied by itself, you call it a square number. Similarly, you define what we call as a cube number. Okay, so 216 we call a perfect cube. Similarly, you can have 4 into 4 into 4 equal to 4 cube equal to 64. This number is also a cube number. You can also call this as a cube number or a perfect cube. 4 cube or 64. Cube number or perfect cube. Okay. Similarly, you can have a fraction also. You can have say 9 by 4. So 9 by 4 and 9 by 4 equal to 9 by 4 cube equal to 729 by 64. This number is also a perfect cube or a cube number. This is also a perfect cube.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, it if 729 or 64, if another number would be, we can divide it also. If
Divide by
it
what?
is divisible. Sir,
If
if the number is divisible.
you mean canceling the common factors, yes. If there are certain factors in common, you can cancel them.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next. I've given you a table here, if you see, of cube numbers. Okay, better remember the cube numbers from 1 to 10. It will help you out later in the sums. Okay, cube numbers. So 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, 5 cube is 125, 6 cube is 216, 7 cube 343, 8 cube 512, 9 cube 729, and 10 cube is 1000. If you remember these later on, it will be very helpful while you solve the sums. Okay, so try to remember them uh, from 1 to 10. Moving to the next one, properties of cube numbers. First property here is that all natural numbers are not perfect cubes. Obviously, is 2 a perfect cube? 2 is not a perfect cube, right? Isn't it? Is 3 a perfect cube? 3 is also not a perfect cube. 4 is also not a perfect cube. 5 is also not a perfect cube. 6 is also not a perfect cube. 7 is also not a perfect cube. But 8 is a perfect cube. Right? But 9 is not a perfect cube. Right? 9 is not a perfect cube. So what do you see? Between 2 to 9, 2 to 7, there you don't have any perfect cube. 8 becomes a perfect cube. Again, 9 is not a perfect cube. And similarly, 10 is not a perfect cube, and so on. That means all natural numbers are not perfect cube. Only certain numbers are perfect cube. Just like you have in case of perfect squares, there are only certain numbers that are perfect squares. Similarly, in case of cubes also, there are only certain numbers that are perfect cubes. Not all the numbers are perfect cubes. Okay. Moving on to the next property, and a very important property, just as in case of us, in case of squares. Uh, the property here is a perfect cube can always be expressed as a product of triplets of equal primes. Okay, any perfect cube can be expressed as a product of triplets. If you remember, in case of squares, what was the property? That any perfect square could be expressed as a product of pairs of equal primes, isn't it? Product of pairs of equal primes. In case of cubes, you have product of pairs of prime triplets. Okay, for example, say this number 2744 that I've taken here. 2744, if you see, I have prime factorized it as in this manner.
So can I tell the
What?
so 14 cubes 2744.
14?
14 cubes.
Yes, wait, I'm coming to that. What you see here is I want to check whether 2744 is a perfect cube or not, or it is a cube number or not. So what I do here is I prime factorize this. And I prime factorize this to get, see this one triplet I'm getting. If you remember, in case of squares, to check perfect squares, what are we doing? We are we are pairing it, right? We are pairing the numbers. Here we are not pairing, we
Yes.
are taking in threes. Okay. So how many the triplets you have got? This is one triplet,
13.
and this is another triplet. So how many triplets have you got? You've got two triplets, 2 and 7.
Yes.
So therefore, you can write this as 2744 is equal to, therefore we say, therefore 2744 has been expressed as a product of triplets of equal primes. Hence, 2744 is a perfect cube, is a cube number or a perfect cube. Clear with this example? This is very similar to your squares.
Yes, sir.
But don't confuse between squares and cubes, because squares we take pairs of equal primes. Here we are not taking pairs of equal primes. Here we are taking triplets of equal primes. Let us look at another example. Say you want to check whether 2376 is a perfect cube or not. Okay, you can prime factorize it, divided by 2, again divided by 2, again divided by 2. Next, this is not does not go with 2. Try with 3. You can divide with 3. So this will go with 3. This I will again go with 3, although it looks like I should divide by 11, but not 11 initially. We'll divide by 3 only. This is
Sir, we will
again.
always,
Tell me.
sir, we will always choose the smallest one.
Smallest
Smallest one we will
prime.
divide.
Yes, smallest prime to divide. 2376 has been written as, what are the triplet? Let us identify. This is one triplet here, another triplet here, right? So this is one triplet, this is another triplet. So you have 2 into 2 into 2 and 3 into 3 into 3. Therefore, what can we say? It is a cube number. That's it. This is how we check. Moving to the next property. Property number 3. Cubes of even natural numbers are even and cubes of odd natural numbers are odd. So just like in case of squares, you had cubes of squares of even numbers are even, squares of odd numbers are odd. Similarly, you have cubes also. Okay, for example, 3 cube. 3 is 3 is what? 3 is, let's not take 3 cube, let's take 4 cube. 4 cube. 4 is what here? 4 is even, right? So even number has been cubed. If you see, you'll get it as 64. 64 is also even. That is what this property means. If you cube an even number, you will get an even number. And say, if you cube an odd number, 5 cube, you will still get an odd number. So here, 5 is odd. 125 is also odd. Okay, you can try with this very big numbers also. Let's say, right, this number is even because it has 2 as the units digit. If you cube this number, what should be the number? It should, whatever the number is, it has to be an even number.
Even.
Okay. Cube of this number. You see, this is an odd number because it has an odd number as the units digit. So therefore, whatever it is, whatever cube number you get, it will definitely be an odd number. Okay, that is what this property means. Just as in case of squares, you had this. Okay, moving on to the next property. Again, a very important property, which we shall be using here also, is that the unit digit of a cube number is obtained by cubing the unit digit of the unit digit of the number. Okay, so for example, if I ask you, what is the unit digit of this number? So whatever you multiply, howsoever many digits you get, what should be the units digit here?
So 1.
Yes, 1.
Sir, 4.
Why 4? It should be 1 because what you see here is you take this number, cube it, right? What is this? Let me just circle it once again. You take this number, okay? The units digit. What is the units digit here? 1 cube. So 1 cube. How much do you get? 1 cube is 1. Therefore, this number that you get here is 1 units digit. Okay. So let's say this digit, this number. Okay, what should be the units digit here?
So 1 only.
Why 1?
Sir, 3.
You take 7 and cube. 7 cube is how much?
Sir,
7 cube,
343.
343. What is the units? What is the units digit here? 3. So the
Sir,
units digit
3.
here will be 3. Okay. Let us take another number. This number. What should be the units digit here?
5 only. Just 5 only.
5.
How much?
Sir, 5.
5, sir.
5.
5. Why 5? Because you take this number, take this digit here, like the units digit of this number, cube it. How much do you get? 125, right? And what is the units digit here? 5. So therefore, here it will come 5. Okay, let us take one more. So what should be the units digit of this? Take this number, take this digit here, 9, cube it. How much do you get? 729. What is the units digit here? 9. So therefore, this whatever number you get after multiplying after cubing, this will be the units digit. I don't know about the other digits, but definitely I can say about the units digit. Okay, so this is just like in case of squares you're squaring the units digit there. Here we are cubing the units digit here. Okay, so that's the only difference. Moving on to the next property. Property number 4. No, not property number 4. No, this is the end. Okay, there are no more properties here. Fine. Let's move. Let's see this. Cubes of negative integers. This is very important. Now see, if I write -7 square, remember from squares, how much? What would you get? If you remember from your exponents, negative sign has been raised to an even power. That means this negative sign will become positive. And this, I can remove the bracket here and write it as 7 square. You remember this property? Anyone who does not remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so everyone remembers. Similarly, if I have say minus 4 square, what will this become? Minus has been, or let's say minus 4 to the power of 4. What happens? This negative sign has been raised to an even power. So this becomes positive. And now I can take 4 out of the bracket. Write it as 4 to the power of 4. Now suppose if I have minus 3 cube. In this case, what happens? Minus has been raised to an odd power. That means you take a minus sign. And you can take 3 out of the bracket here. 3 cube. Right? So you get minus 27. Right? Similarly, you can have minus 4 cube. Again, negative sign raised to an even power. So so you retain the minus sign, and you can take out 4 out of this bracket and raise it to the power of 3. So you get minus 64. So what you see here is that a cube of minus 3 is minus 27, right? Cube of minus 4 is minus 64. Let's take a fraction. Minus 2 by 7 cube. In this case, what will happen? Negative sign raised to an odd power. So you can retain the negative sign. Take the 2 by 7 out of the bracket. 2 by 7 cube. Clear with this?
No, sir.
What is not clear?
Sir, the 4 to the power of 4.
Which one?
Sir, minus 4 to the power of 4.
Minus 4 to the power 4. If you remember, when I was doing exponents, what did I tell you? Minus a to the power of n is equal to a to the power of n if n is even, right? Remember this?
Yes,
Is
sir.
equal to minus a to the power of n if n is odd, right? So now if you compare this, what is n here?
4.
Even, right?
Yeah.
N here is even. So that means you can remove the minus sign to get a plus sign, right? Now you understood?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so
Thank you, sir.
minus 2 by 7 whole cube. Let's do it this once again. Minus 2 by 7 whole cube. This is an odd power, right? That means you have to retain this negative sign. So we write the negative sign here. And 2 by 7 cube, right? So you get minus 8 by 49, 7 cube is 343. So what do you see? You are cubing an negative number. And what number you got? You got a negative number. When here you are cubing minus 4, you got a negative number. Minus 3 you cube, you got a negative number. So therefore, any negative number that you cube, you will get a negative number. But in case of square, if you see, if you square a negative number, you will get a positive number, right? Similarly here, but if you cube a negative number, you will get a negative number. Okay, remember this, that if you cube a negative number, you'll get a negative number. So if I ask you this question, let's say minus 5 by 2 cube, what should be your answer? What should be your answer?
Sir, minus 20, sir, minus
So
125.
plus.
Because the power here is odd, we'll retain this negative sign, and now we'll write this as 5 by 2 cube, which is equal to minus 125 by 4. 8, sorry, right? So that is what you need to know, that a cube of a negative number will always be a negative number. Next, cubes of rational numbers. This also I have discussed. Any fraction rational number means a fraction. Okay, any fraction that you take and cube it. If it is a negative fraction, you'll get a negative number, negative fraction. If it is a positive fraction, you'll get a positive fraction. For example, 2/3 cube, positive fraction because there's a plus sign here. That means this will be 8 by, or you can write this as 2 cube by 3 cube.
So 3.
Which is equal to 8 by 27, right? And if you take a negative number, say minus 3 by 5, because this is an odd power and here is a negative sign, we'll keep the negative sign and write this as 3 by 5 cube, which is equal to minus 3 cube by 5 cube, which is equal to minus 27 by 120. Okay, so that is fine. Moving on to cube roots. Now, just as you have square roots, in the exactly similar manner, you have cube roots. Okay, m is called a cube root. Suppose m is equal to n cube, or you have m cube is equal to n. Okay, then this number here m is called the cube root of n. And is written as m is equal to, just as you give a in case of a square root sign, you give the square root sign and you write a small 3 here, not a big 3, a very small 3. Okay, this we call cube root. This is a symbol for cube root. Okay, so for example, say you have 5 cube is equal to 125. Then what can we write? You can write 5 is equal to cube root of 125, right? 7 cube is equal to 343. Then what can you write? 7 is equal to cube root of 343. Okay. 15 cube is 3375. That means you can write 15 is equal to cube root of 3375. Right? Just as in case of squares, you had square roots. Here you have cube roots. Okay. Next, we come to the method of finding cube roots. How do you find out the cube roots of numbers? Now, cube roots of all the numbers are there. Okay, but you have only two methods of finding cube roots. You have the prime factorization method and you have the approximation method. Okay, now approximation method is normally, see here, approximation method is normally used for very big numbers. How to find out the cube roots of very big numbers. And prime factorization method is used to find out cube roots of perfect cubes. But say if I ask you, what is the cube root of 2? Can you tell me what is the cube root of 2? You won't be able to tell me, right? In this case, there are special techniques that we use to find out cube root of such numbers, or let's say cube root of 5. How do you find cube root of 5? There are certain special techniques which are not there in your syllabus. Okay, so these numbers like 5, 2, which are not perfect cube, we leave them out. Okay, we'll not be discussing these. What we'll discuss is, say, cube root of 343. Why? Because we know 343 is a perfect cube. Because we know the cube root of 343 can be written as cube root of 7 cube, right? Cube root of 7 cube, and which can also be written as 7. Yes, tell me.
Sir, I am saying that before the root, you have given us 3. So what it expresses, sir?
This 3 means cube root. The small 3 means cube root. If you remember, when we were, tell me.
So how we have learned the square roots, so we have to learn all the cube roots also.
No, you don't have to learn the cube roots.
Okay, sir.
But cube numbers you have to remember. Okay. Now see, coming back to this, let us suppose you, when you write square root, how do you write square root? Square root of 343, right? But you don't give a 2 here, right? Do you give a 2? You don't give a 2. When nothing is given, when nothing is written, we mean this radical sign means square root. Okay. But if I write a small 3 here, this becomes cube root. This is square root of 343.
Sir, means it just denotes that if you have to find its cube root.
Yes, 3 means that we have to find out the cube root. This means cube root of 343. Okay. So when I write nothing here, it means square root. When I write a 3 here, it means cube root. There can be others also. There's something called the fourth root also. Okay. But we'll not be getting into fourth root. You can have fifth root also. This is called the fourth root. This is called the fifth root. You can have sixth root, seventh root, and so on.
Sir, we will
Okay.
study this in our later class.
No. Till cube roots is there only. But what I mean to tell you is that cube root is not the end. There are others also. You can have 10th root also. Okay. So till cube roots only we have. So we'll study only, we'll focus on cube roots. Okay. So you have only, remember, you have only cube roots of perfect cubes in your syllabus. For example, 343 is the perfect cube. For example, you can find the cube root of 64. Because you know 64 is a perfect cube. 64 can be written as 4 cube, which can now be written as 4. Okay. So this is what you must know. Okay. So first let's see prime factorization method. But if you will not be asked to find out the cube root of 10 because 10 is not a perfect cube. Cube root of 15 is not a perfect cube. So let us see here how to find out the cube root by prime factorization. Let us take this number 1728. See the question here. Find the cube root of 1728. So what you do is in order to find out the cube root of 1728, you prime factorize 1728. Okay. Prime factorize, you get 864. You get 432. You get, again it goes with 2, 216. Again goes with 2, 108 times. Again goes with 2, 54 times. Again goes with 2, 27 times. And this now can go with 3, 9 times. Again we'll go with 3 times. Again we'll go with 3 once. Okay. So now what you see here is group them as triplets. One triplet, second triplet, third triplet. Okay. So what has been written here? That means 1728 in terms of triplets is okay. So what you see, you can write this as 2 cube into 2 cube into 3 cube, which can be written as 2 into 2 into 3 whole cube. If you see here that everything that we are doing is just like your square roots, except that the power here is 3. Okay. So therefore, cube root of 1728 is equal to cube root of 2 into 2 into 3 whole cube. Right. Now you see you have a cube inside a cube root here. That means that you can now remove the cube root to give you 2 into 2 into 3 only, which will give you 12. Okay, so cube root of 1728 is 12. That means if you cube 12, you will get 1728. Is this clear to everyone? Or any question you have?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So I think one more example and I'll stop. Let us take another example. Find the cube root of 21,952. Let's prime factorize this. First, you will prime factorize. I can again divide with 2. Again divide with 2. Again divide with 2. And now you can divide with 3. No, you cannot divide with 3. You have to divide by 7. Okay, so this. So what are we getting here? 21952. Arrange them as triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, second triplet, and this is the third triplet. So there clearly this is a perfect cube because we can express it as a product of triplet of equal primes. That means now you can write this as 21952 is equal to 2 cube into 2 cube into 7 cube, which you can write as 2 into 2 into 7 whole cube, which you can now write as, that means this has been expressed as a cube here, power 3. So therefore, if you now take the cube root, 21952 is equal to cube root of 2 into 2 into 7 cube, which is equal to 2 into 2 into 7. Means 28. Okay. So that is how you find out the cube root of this. Any questions here? Now I have shown you
No,
this
sir.
a small step here. Okay. Alternatively, just go through this and check whether you understand this. Okay. I'll explain this in the next class. This is also very important. Okay. So I'll stop here
Okay,
for today
sir.
and I'll continue this tomorrow.
Sir, can